So now what I'm going to show you how to make is a really delicious cookie that I love to make around the holidays to give away because it's so good and it's so pretty as well. It's a shortbread, and what I love about the shortbread recipe is that it is very versatile. You can add as many things as you want in there or different flavors. The base of it is just super simple. It's flour, butter because it's a shortbread, and then also confectioner's sugar. So because you're adding confectioner's sugar, it just kind of crumbles in your mouth when you bite into it. So it's very soft and delicate. But the one that we're going to do today has pistachios, coconut, and orange zest to it. It has all these really aromatic things that when you bite into it, it's so delicate and fragrant, and it's kind of classy in a way. It's just really light, and I really love it. You can also add cranberries, or if you want to do matcha, you can add different things like cocoa powder and dip it in chocolate. So it's a really good base recipe to have on hand, and then you can experiment as you wish. And what I always love to do is I always like to have frozen cookie dough in the freezer, so that if you were to have people drop in and just come by unexpectedly, you can just whip out your cookie dough and just pop it in the oven. It only takes about 10-15 minutes to bake up, and then you have fresh cookies for people to enjoy. So that's always something nice to have. But what we're going to do first is we're going to take 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and we're going to sift it with the salt. We need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to sift it, and then we'll cream our butter and sugar, and then we'll make our dough. Two cups. Teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we'll take our mixer and we will take room temperature softened butter, unsalted. You need 2 sticks of this. We're going to cream it with our confectioner's sugar. So we'll need 1/2 cup confectioner's sugar. Turn on. And add a teaspoon vanilla extract. As you can tell, this dough is pretty straightforward. It doesn't have any type of leavening agent like baking soda or baking powder or eggs even. So it's a very delicate and very crisp dough. So we'll just slowly add in our flour. Do about 1/3 at a time. So you're gonna have flour flying. And you can slowly add it. At this point is where you add the mix-ins, whatever it is that you decide. Today we have orange zest, we have coconut, and we have pistachios. Pretty much I love anything with pistachios in it, but if you're baking this for the holidays, you can add cranberries and it makes a nice little red and green touch to it. So here's coconut and pistachios. And our orange, just gonna zest it. Already you can smell how fragrant it is. Then we're we're just gonna give this one more mix. Incorporate it. That's it. So easy. So then after you do your dough, you will want to chill it for at least 30 minutes. And then you can bake, but like I said, you can also freeze this, and it freezes really well, and you can just take it out of the freezer and bake it straight from there. Very nice. So now what I do is I take parchment paper. Okay, so the cookies have been chilling for about 30 minutes, so they're ready to bake now, and I have the oven turned on to 350 degrees, and we will bake them for about 8 to 10 minutes till they're just slightly golden on the edges, so that they're not too well done and not too underdone. So take it out. And I just take this parchment paper and I put it right on the baking sheet to bake. So we'll cut it, and then we will need to put it back in the fridge for about another 8 to 10 minutes so that it's chilled by the time it hits the oven. But let's slice and bake. We've taken them out of the oven, and now we're just going to decorate a few of them with chocolate. And the more you do, the better looking they get. These are just nice and simple cookies. They're so delicate and not too sweet, which is nice. And if you're a pistachio lover, you're gonna love this. So buttery. It's kind of melts in your mouth, and it's still warm from the oven, so it's a double meltiness. And I like the subtle hint of the orange zest that you get, and then also the coconut too. It's really subtle. And then you get the crunch from the pistachio. With a cup of tea, this would just be perfect. And I just like scarfed down 3 cookies in just a few minutes, so they're pretty good.